Good morning to all of you. Now, today we are going to start a new chapter of physics, that is sound. It is the 13th chapter of science and 3rd chapter of physics. Please note one thing in mind, that the chapter number 11 and chapter number 12, that is chapter number 11 is force and pressure and chapter number 12 is friction. Both are going to come in your periodic test first. Okay, now we are going to start the 13th chapter, that is sound. It is very much important chapter because this chapter you are going to study in your higher class also. All the chapters are of the physics which you are going to study and which you have studied till date are very much important. So please be careful. And second things, that when you are studying especially science, so what is actually science does not means that you are simply reading the book, and from the reading the book or learning the things by hurting the things. Please, in the science, first of all, when you are studying the basically the physics, then what is physics? In the physics we study about the nature and natural phenomena, what the things which are happening in this nature, and all the natural phenomena. There are the facts, there are the evidence, because science wants evidence. Okay, so whenever we are studying these science subjects, please try to understand the concepts, how this thing, whenever you are reading a line, there should be a question mark in the mind, how, from where this thing has come. Then when we are talking about the sound, so one question mark should be always in the mind, that how sound is produced, what are the necessary conditions for the production of sound. So now today we will deal that how sound is produced. So when we are going to start this chapter sound, that sound, as we all know, that sound play a very much important role in our day-to-day life, daily activities. It's play a very much importance, and it helps us in communicating with each other. Sounds help us in communicating with each other, and we see a wide variety of sound in our surroundings, in our day-to-day life. Okay, and different types of sound is whenever you go into the school, you see that the bell rang, and due to which the sound is produced. Whenever you move your desk and bench, sound is produced. Whenever a teacher tell to you something, that sound is produced. Okay, so you find that sound is we hear a wide variety of sound in our surrounding. But a necessary condition for the production of sound, if this condition will not be there, sound will not be produced, that is vibration. What is vibration? If a body, in physics we say a body or an object, both refer to a same thing. So sound is produced by a vibrating body. If a body does not vibrate, sound will not be produced. That is other case, that if a body is producing, if a body is vibrating, then we can hear the sound or not. That is different thing, that we will come to know in our as we will proceed the chapter. But a necessary and sufficient condition for the production of sound is there should be vibration. Now a question comes in mind, that vibration, if there is vibration, sound is produced by vibrating body. So what do we mean by vibration? Actually, what do we mean by vibration? So what is vibration? To and fro or back and forth motion of an object. Vibration is the to and fro or back and forth motion of an object. For example, that if we will strike a school bell, so first it vibrates, and due to that vibration, what is produced? Sound is produced. If we plug a stretched rubber band, as you also do sometimes, it vibrates, and due to vibration, what is produced? Sound is produced. If we beat a drum, here its stretched membrane vibrates, and what is produced? Sound is produced. If you blow a bugle, then the air column in its vibrate, and what is produced? Sound is produced. So in all the cases, you have seen one thing, that for the production of sound, vibration is required. If there will be vibration, then only sound will be produced. And if there will be no vibration, sound will not be produced. Okay? And as we will proceed in this chapter, we will come across that sound require a material medium for its propagation. That we all the things, as we will proceed, we will see in the chapter. But one important point that you should keep in the mind, that for the production of sound, vibration is required. Without vibration, sound cannot be produced. Now, here we will see the production of sound with the help of activity. With the help of activity, we will see that how sound is produced. Actually, this activity is helpful for your class 8th also, and for your class 9th also. As now itself we have seen that sound is produced due to the vibration of object. And we have also seen that vibration is the rapid, fast to and fro motion of an object, or back and forth motion of an object. For example, the sound of human voice is produced due to the vibration of the vocal cords. And this is a topic which we will study in our further classes, that sound of the human voice, how it is produced due to the vibration of vocal cord. And the stretched rubber band, when plugged, vibrates, and due to that vibration, what is produced? Sound is produced. Now here we will take activity, and with this activity we will learn that for the production of sound, vibration is required, or vibrating object produces sound. So what we are taking, this is our tuning fork. This is a tuning fork. This is a tuning fork, and this is the prong of the tuning fork. This is the prong of the tuning fork. First what we will do, we will take a tuning fork and we will strike it, this tuning fork, on a rubber pad. Along with this tuning fork, rubber pad is also there. When the school will open, I will show you this activity in your lab, that when we strike the prong of a tuning fork on a rubber pad and bring it near the ear. Bring it near the ear. So as soon as we bring it near to ear, please make sure that it does not, the prong does not touch your tuning fork. The tuning fork does not touch your ear. You will only bring it near the ear, so you will hear a sound. What you will hear? A sound. Because you cannot see a sound, you can only hear a sound. And if it is a if you will take a suspended table tennis ball, it is suspended with the help of, it is tied with the help of thread, and this end is fixed and other end is left freely, and if it is touched with this vibrating prong, so what will happen? The ball is pushed away repeatedly. It is pushed away, then it will come back to its position, then it will push back, then it will what will happen? Come to its original position. So the ball pushed away repeatedly, this process will be done, and this shows that the prong is vibrating. This is vibrating, due to which the tennis ball is also vibrating, and from this activity, and since this tuning fork is what it is producing sound, and it is clear that this tennis ball is in vibration. It is vibration because this tuning fork is in vibration, and from this activity it is clear that vibrating object produces sound. Vibrating object always produces sound. Now in our next class we will see some more activity, that with the help of that it will be much clear that for the production of sound, vibration is required. Thank you, and please listen the lecture carefully. If you have any doubt, please call me, and try to make the notes of all the activity, all the important which you find in the chapter. Thank you.